owe it to my parents to make sure that they are older, and that they're better and taken care of as they age.
I owe it to myself. You know, they are not telling me to do it. I'm doing it out of myself.
Thank you. So let me not use I feel like owe your parents might be such a big word.
In a working system, parents make plans for their own retirements. You know, parents don't use children as a retirement plan.
But up till now, my mom has been retired for 2 years plus, and she has never gotten a single penny from the government.
The family are not just people you share blood with.
Exactly.
They are people that you really are growing with, like people that have your genuine interest at heart. People keep saying they don't think "oh" is the word. I try to think the same, but like if I think deeply, I really honestly feel like "oh" is the word. Hi guys, again.
Welcome back.
Welcome back to another episode. We are just giving you back to back. We hope you've been enjoying the topics and the conversation. We are still waiting on you to drop in your comments in the comment section and follow us in the conversation.
Okay.
Anyway, so today we are bringing you another topic. And the topic is, do you owe it to your parents to take care of them as they get older?
This conversation is a bit dicey.
Yes.
Right? Because one, some people might have parents that were never present.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for example, your dad leaves you, like your mom, to take care of everything. And then maybe after like 30 or 40 years, he resurfaces and probably maybe he's struggling. Or maybe has a different family. Just remember that story that we read where the guy abandoned the girl for 20
and later start coming back
when he was sick. So for me, I'm going to be answering from my own experience and probably the people around me as well.
But also give a general perspective of what you think if you are in a different situation.
Okay, so from my own experience, firstly, my parents were so present in my life and that of my siblings and even extended family at large. Like I watched them go through a lot, make so much sacrifices. And also people might be like, oh, but I didn't force them to bring me here and all. It's understandable. But
let's say something. The people that brought them didn't force them.
Exactly. That's the one. You get exactly. So it's understandable that yes, that you didn't. But then when they brought you, did they also give you the care that you deserve? Maybe not 100% or perfect, or like maybe making sure that 100% you have everything you need. But did you watch them take care of you and not make you feel like you are an afterthought? For me, my parents never made me feel like an afterthought. They really showed love and care to myself and to my siblings. So I owe it to them to make sure that they're very, very okay. And not just because, or maybe because they took care of me, but because I really love them so much and I want to make sure that they are okay as well. I don't know if you get like...
I get it,
My dad, my mom, I love them to stupor that I would do anything to make sure that they are comfortable and they are very okay. So for me, the answer is yes. I owe it to my parents to make sure that they are older and that they are better and taken care of as they age. I even took care of them even when I was younger, like making sure that their food is ready, washing some of their clothes and all of those things. So
for me, it's an outstanding yes. And this is cultural to me. I'm a cultural person and I feel like culture has formed who I am. You know, culture formed the way I was raised and everything. So based on the values that were instilled in me, big yes, you know. Because I feel like when my dad was still alive, I got the opportunity to like had a few conversations with him, like the dreams he had and, you know, all of these things. And both him and my mom, there were some dreams that they had to fulfill because they were raising kids, you know. So I feel like I owe it to them because if I think about the amount of struggle, amount of effort, amount of intentionality they put in and sacrifices, they sacrificed a lot of their life to be able to raise me. Also putting into context the culture and the system back home, you know, because here the system is different. I could easily say, oh, you shouldn't be like that. But because of the situation in my family, I owe it to myself. You know, they are not telling me to do it. I'm doing it out of myself.
Thank you. So let's not even say maybe them saying, maybe my mom or my dad saying, Chidema, you owe me this. Let's not use owe. let's just say
that one is entitlement to me.
So let's not use exactly. So it
but out of my own will, I just feel it's the right thing to do.
Exactly.
Mainly because of the sacrifices they made for me.
Exactly.
And because they nurtured me. Like, they were not bad parents at all.
Exactly.
But I feel like if I grew up in a different family,
it could,
where like I didn't receive all this love and attention,
it could be different.
I wouldn't think it's my responsibility to take care of them.
I agree.
They say that one good turn deserves another. So like, because of how I probably feel like my parents got older, like they got older quicker than they should have if they were not having all these responsibilities. So because they paused their life to like make sure that I have a life, I feel like now it's my turn to take care of them.
Yeah, and then someone might now beg to differ. So then, why didn't I have to give birth to children? But then I'll respond to that and say, most of the things that we do is what society has made it look like we should be doing.
They didn't know any better.
They didn't know any better. Yeah. So it could also be that maybe for them, they didn't also want to have kids, but because of how society has structured how one person is supposed to live, which is go to school, graduate, get married, have kids. That is the structure in our society and how it's supposed to be. Do you get? So probably, maybe that time too, maybe if you ask them, probably they might not have wanted to get married, have kids, but because that was like the next thing to do after a particular stage, or the society said that we should do this. So as for that, this is what I know. So that's what I'm going to do. Because if you check some of the decisions you make in life, there are some of them that you probably maybe didn't really think you should, but because of the way society has made it, you're not like, I think this is the next thing to do, and then you go ahead and do it. So because they also didn't know better and they brought kids forth into this world, some people even brought a lot of kids that they couldn't care of, but society made it look like, the community have village that will train those children. When you just give birth to them, once you give birth to them, God will provide. Because back at home, that is what the society had made it look like.
I mean, for whoever who would ask, why did you choose to give birth? I wouldn't blame you because that's how you feel. But at the same time, I would ask myself, okay, if I wasn't, would I have preferred not to be born?
Okay.
For me, I like that I'm existing, and it's one of the reasons I'm thankful. But if I was frustrated and I feel like I shouldn't have existed, maybe I would, not see a reason to like give them the appreciation. But because I appreciate existing, being born, I give them the kudos, because I've seen people like friends around me, and giving birth is not a joke, Now you have to like make everything about these children, about this child, and nurture them to this level. It only makes sense to just give back. However, in a sane society, in a working system, parents make plans for their own retirements. Parents don't use children as a retirement plan. But because the culture and the environment is different back home, it is what we are used to right now. It could change in the future. It's changing already, know. But because they don't have that, if my parents were making their retirement plans, they wouldn't have been able to give me the kind of life they gave me. So now that I'm in a place of giving, I don't want my mom to suffer at all. I give her like whatever she wants, and that is enough joy in my own heart. Like, I feel fulfilled that I'm giving back to the society, not even just my mom, but to the society that raised me. So I think, to me, personal opinion, I think is an expectation. Personal expectation, not from the people you're giving,
but from you.
Yeah, from within. Yeah. Okay, so let's look at some of the comment sections. Let's see what people think about the topic. So this person said, the amount of people I've spoken to that said no to this question surprised me. Is it weird that if I could pick up all my mom's bill, I would? Likewise, do I expect chairman and general to look after me?
That's her two sons.
Absolutely, to a certain extent. What do you think? Is this too old-fashioned?
So the thing is, like, as I am right now, I don't currently have kids, right? But even before, I'm hoping that someday I would. But even before they come here, I'm already making plans on how I want to take care of myself by trying to live a healthy life, by trying to save up for my retirement so that they don't have to worry about me. Maybe the only part is just probably maybe towards the aging period where I can no longer take care of myself. I want to have the finances to be able to pay someone so that burden is not on them, that they feel like, oh, I have to do this for mommy, or I have to do this for daddy. So I'm trying as much as I can to alleviate that, let them not even think about, so whatever they are doing, let it be according to, oh, I want to do this for mommy. Not because they feel that guilt of, because I watched her sacrifice. Do you get? Because why most of people at home also feel the guilt is because sometimes parents at home also remind them of how they had to give up their life to give you the life that you have now. So now, because of that guilt tripping, you now feel mandated that this is what I have to do for my parents, because they never make you forget that they gave up their life for you. So I don't want to ever make my child or children feel like I had to give up a lot for them to be here, because in the first place they didn't ask for me to bring them here. Do you get? So trying to see how I can remove that expectation from them, so that they don't have to ever carry that burden of taking care of me when I'm older. But if they would do that, it's something that I would really appreciate and love.
To me, I still see it as being inevitable, because I don't see it only from the financial aspect. It's also from the care part. Checking up and calls and, being concerned and all of that. So even when I have all the money, I still need my children to care for me. I would hope, if my children don't care for me, I would feel like
you didn't do a good job.
Yeah, I would feel like I didn't raise them properly. Because if there is no problem, like if there is no sentiment or like bad energy, you would naturally want to care for people, like your loved ones, not even just your parents, you know. So even when I have all the finances planned and whatnot, I still want them. It's not something you think about, but it's something, because it's such a deep expectation, you don't think about it consciously. You know,
and the thing is, like, I remember one conversation I had with my dad. I remember one day, I can't remember, I think I was either I had just graduated from university, I can't remember, but I was not, so he now called me because my dad, he's very close to his children. I think we stayed for 1 week or 2 weeks. I didn't call him. He was not like, Ma, this one did not come. I was like, Daddy, why didn't you call me? So that thing you said, so I felt like maybe he felt that need, that craving of why is my child not
because you've
calling
been doing
me?
This thing and you didn't do it this time.
Do you get, like, so he was, I feel like he had that craving of, my Ada has not called me, like, Ma, why have you not called me?
So he had that expectation already, but he didn't even know that he's not intentionally expecting.
Exactly. So my response was, Dad, if you miss me, call me now. My father, why didn't you call me? So I didn't understand it until later on in life. I was like, so that was what he meant. Because I can stay sometimes, and if my siblings don't call me, I'll be like,
you feel like, have you forgotten?
No, not even about. There's this statement my brother always makes. My siblings are crazy. My brother, if you stay so long and you don't call, he'll be like, dust, don't they cover my picture now? So I think, like, let me not use I feel like your parents might be such a big word. But
we're trying to be civil, but in reality, that is what it is. I think we owe them. It's not it's not something you consciously define or intentionally do. It's just something that you do.
My own is like, I don't think about it I don't even think about it.
You just know.
It's just in me that I know that I have to take care of my mom.
Exactly.
I know that I have to take care of my dad when he was still alive.
So that urge is you feeling like you owe them.
Because I even feel like I'm not doing enough for what I saw them go through. Oh my God, those people went through so much.
Did the most.
They went through so much that I feel like that's why I'm even still working hard. Like, my mom is the only living parent now, and I'm trying as much as I can to work hard to give her a life I feel she deserves.
Anyways, let's
read the comments.
The next one is, maybe O is not the word, but that adds pressure to do more than you are probably able to. But as a Christian, my Bible says to honor my father and my mother. On top of that, my parents are outstanding. Exactly. And as an adult, I fully see and appreciate all the sacrifices to make me the person I am today. So yes, after my immediate family, my parents are on my mind to take care of. Is why my mom has to live longer. To fully enjoy me, to take care of her. I'm doing small.
Exactly. That is just the truth. Because that's why I said present parents, not a deadbeat mom or a deadbeat dad that was never there, and then maybe like after 15 or 20 years they now resurface in their old age for me to take care of you. Where were you all this time? Do you get?
Yes, all you said, I'm not countering it, but I also feel like even me that is giving, I enjoy it too. So it's not even like I'm just doing it for my parents.
It makes me happy. Like when my mom prays for me, or even when my dad was alive, and
your head just is swell. Like you just be happy. You feel like you're doing the right thing. Like so I'm not just doing it for them, but also because I feel so much fulfillment and joy from doing it.
I think years and years, and even up to now, most times when people ask me what's my motivation, the truth is my motivation is my family.
They are part of it, but my motivation.
To be honest, like once I'm able to make my siblings, my mom happy, my dad when he was alive, like that's why most of the times, like when I look back, I don't have any regret in the way I took care of my dad or the money I've spent or time I have sacrificed. A lot of things, just because those are the people that actually motivate me to keep going harder, and the amount of love that I receive from them pushes me to want to be a better person, to create a better life for all of us.
I feel like my family is my pride, but my motivation is more, I think my unborn children are my motivation, because
when they come here, but for now they're not really my motivation.
They are my motivation to like do better. Like with all the opportunities that I have, I don't want a situation where they would ask me, oh, but you had all these opportunities, like why couldn't you do more? You know, so that's
I've never really thought of them like that. I used to pray to God to give me, like, bless me with like beautiful kids that I would love with my whole heart and everything. But thinking about it now, like sometimes when I'll be like, oh yes, I don't want my unborn children to have to go through, like I want them to have better opportunities that I do, but I don't think they have really been a source of motivation for me. I think it's always been my family. I don't know, there's something my dad did. I don't know what they did, but it's always been about like my family. I feel like maybe with time though, like when I create, maybe because I've also not created my own family. So this is just all I know and I have. So maybe when that time comes and I create my own family, maybe it might slightly, I don't think it will change. It will just be an adjustment.
I
think
my own family would motivate me as well. The reason I said my family is more of my pride than my motivation is because everybody are doing their thing. So I'm not really, nobody is really dependent on my own motivation. So like whether I'm motivated or not, everybody are doing their thing. So they are not the reason I'm getting motivated. I'm just doing it for myself, I think. So the next one is, for me, I believe I owe it to my parents to take care of them. However, I wouldn't want to be a burden on my children. So I also owe it to them to prepare for my later years. Hopefully, I would have raised them with a sense of honor that would make them want to provide for me, even though I wouldn't need it. I like the way the person puts it.
That's something like I prepare. I'm trying to also prepare so that I don't want, because I also have gone through a lot of, like, in the financial aspect, a lot of black tax, and then also like having to take care of my siblings and all of those things. I'm trying as much as possible to
not let your child do that for you.
But then it now makes me also question to some extent, because there are some things that I had to go through that brought me this far.
But they are going to form their own experiences. They're going to have their own experiences as well. It's going to be different from yours.
Exactly. So it's very, very dicey. And that's also why I keep preaching to people, like on my channel where I talk about finance. I need you to prepare for your own retirement so that you don't have to be a burden to your children. So that they can also, instead of trying to accommodate their present life and also stressing over you, they would do it out of willingness. They'll do it out of their own and not out of obligation and compelled, like being compelled to do it.
I agree. So this person quotes 1 Timothy 5 verse 4. But if anyone does not provide for his relative, and especially for members of his household, he has denied the faith and is worse than an unbeliever. This is only for Christians, but everybody don't have the same belief system and the same mindset. So I don't think you're necessarily an unbeliever. I think the Bible, the version I know, says infidel. You know. So what we've been saying, it depends on the relationship you have with your family. We've said it a lot of times that family are not just people you share blood with.
Exactly.
They are people that you really are growing with, like people that have your genuine interest at heart. You know? So if you can't afford to take care of your family, why should you feel the guilt? You know, if you can, you should, but it is not necessarily like an entitlement. It shouldn't be coming from the person you're providing to. It should be something that is coming from within.
Yeah. There's this other one that said, you owe it to God to honor your parents, just as they owed it to him to honor his gift, which is you. We owe to God and he ain't even asking. But your kids are not a retirement plan. Yeah. You should raise them in ways that they would never forget. If they do, look up and still say, thank you, Yahweh. I am a dumbo for this shit, I said. Yeah. Then someone has said, Lord, I owe them my life. Might sound a bit extreme, but that's how I see it. I can't wait to do more for them. And
but this is a natural way that a lot of people would feel. I feel like this is natural progression. But if something should happen, that the parents are now the one asking the children to help, I think there's a problem somewhere. Because naturally, if there was a great relationship between children and parents, an average person, once they make the first money, they're thinking about their parents. A lot of people buy cars for their parents before they buy for themselves. You know, so I feel like it's a natural progression.
And I also think it's also from our culture, because here as well, the way they take care of their parents is different from the way we take care of our parents as well.
Because the parents lived their lives fully, like without, and the system also supports them. The system
helped them not maybe give up a lot for their children, just like the system didn't really support our parents, so they had to do almost 99% of the things by themselves. But here, the government takes care of a lot of things.
And let's say, for example, when you get pregnant, or like you can take up to 1 year.
1 year, but in Nigeria, you don't have access.
Is paying you. And now, when you eventually give birth to your children, the government is paying you about 300 euros per child every month. So you're not even necessarily taking money out of your own saving or out of your own purse to train children. The government is training.
And then education is free as well. So like a lot of things have been handled for you, but in Nigeria,
so you're able to make plans for your own retirement and for yourself.
Exactly. And then here too, like as a working pension and all, when you retire, your pension is paid to you. In Nigeria, let's say our parents didn't do the best in setting aside the different savings or whatever for their retirement, but they were promised as they were doing their government work that when they retire, the money will be there. But up till now, my mom has been retired for 2 years plus, and she has never gotten a single penny from the government. So in situations like this, would you blame her?
Exactly. When she would ever get it.
I don't think it will ever happen. Do you get? But because thank God that she has children that she really took care of, and not saying thank you for taking care of us, even though we didn't ask to be here. This is a way of us showing appreciation for all the sacrifices you made. So a lot of
for them, it's like a continuous grinding. There is no
point because my mom still works up till now.
There's no point where they take some time to maybe like travel or do this thing, or just relax. So
like she chose to still like work, which is like she's running a business. She's an entrepreneur now, right? So is for a lot of people that responded, they said yes, but there's this long one. Let me read it. Where they said reverse parenting. Maybe is not the word. I think as we grow older, we begin to appreciate the sacrifices they made for us, and we begin to cherish our parents and guardians the more. Also, as they age and now become less independent, they start to act childlike, and I don't want my folks to doubt at all that my siblings and I got them, because truly we do. As an adult, I know what's up. I understand all what they have been saying all this while. I appreciate all they had to give up to give my siblings and I a better life. While it may not be a debt, but I will honor the ones that once carried me, because I see every emotion that needs to be carried. Discussion for another day, but old age is kind of scary. My folks strolling to 80 and I'm like, wow.
So what he said, you know, I feel like your parents give birth to you, nurture you, raise you, and all of that. But when they start getting old, they start becoming the children, and you have to start nurturing them back. People keep saying they don't think "oh" is the word. I try to think the same, but like if I think deeply, I really honestly feel like "oh" is the word.
You know? So I feel like when you say
"oh" sounds so entitled.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say, because that's what I'm trying to even. I feel like the "oh" is a bit like you must take care of me.
So it makes it a necessity.
Yeah, it makes it makes it a necessity, because like they didn't ask to be here and then you brought them, right? I'm not saying it's just like now bringing, let's say for example, in the next few years I would want to be a parent, and I bring this child,
Yeah.
it will not be fair to say I am bringing you so that you will take care of. Do you get? But I'm hoping that in the process of me taking care of you, nurturing you, teaching you a lot, making life a bit easier for you and all of those things, I'm hoping that when I am in need, you will find a place in your heart to say, oh, my mom took care of me.
Yeah.
I would want to honor her and take care of her when she's unable to take care of herself.
Yeah, maybe it's
Because there are some children that at some point they leave home and never want to come. Like, what would you do?
But even then, you're still taking care of them. Like, I'm not thinking about care only from the financial aspect.
No. I'm not even, at this point, I'm not talking about money. I'm talking of
I'm thinking about nurture.
Like, exactly. I'm not even talking about the money. I'm talking of like, because let's say, for example, now.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like,
that's what I'm saying. So that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying now. So when you say, oh, it just means that
it makes it so strict.
It makes it so strict that you're saying
you must.
You're saying that
Yeah.
I brought you here to take care of you, so now you must do it. You must.
No, it's not like that.
That's what. Oh, because if
Yeah.
you're owing me 5,000, means that you have to pay me back 5,000 naira.
Yeah.
See, guys, this discussion.
But they said I owe it to them. They didn't say like okay, let's. But the word is, to me, I feel like "oh" might also be the right word for it.
So
in the way it is in my head, I feel like, because a lot of times, like, even when some people who would leave their parents for whatsoever reason, some people like end up regretting it, like, and then like a lot of people would do that because they've not been through certain experiences. But when they go through those similar experiences that their parents went through, they will now begin to realize.
Okay, now let me paint the picture. So now when you say that, oh, let me paint the picture.
Yes,
let me paint the picture, because I feel like maybe the word is like I choose to honor my parents.
Yeah.
So because let me paint the picture for you now. There are some there are some parents that can
and
also
appreciate.
Exactly. There are some parents that can be quite greedy. Let's say,
so do you owe your parents appreciation? Goes back to, should it be mandatory? Because we are now asking, should it be necessary? Like, should it be necessitated, or is it something you just...
So that's so what I'm trying to paint an extreme picture for you here now, where there are some people that they are working tooth and nail, like almost everything they're making is going back home, and some parents are still demanding more and more. With that guilt of, after all, I sacrificed my life for you.
I see what
that
you
child,
mean.
exactly.
So if it's they have the right to demand.
They have the right to demand. Do you get?
I see. No, they should not demand. But
this topic is very
dicey.
It's very dicey and broad. But for me personally, I would honor my parents and do everything I can in my power to make sure that
appreciation.
as they are living on this earth, they are well taken care of. So guys, let's know in the comments, do you think you owe your parents to take care of them?
Do you think you owe them appreciation and nurturing?
I do.
Do you think that "oh" is the word, or do you think like "oh" is such a strong word to use in this case?
Let's know, and we'll see you in the next video.
All right, bye guys.